We're back again with Coach Donnie Danklefsen. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. It's good to see you again. Looking forward to the season coming up. Let's talk about last year for a minute.
Okay.
You guys had another strong year, obviously a great showing throughout the season. And I read some social media posts from you at the end of the year. You know, it didn't turn out exactly the way you wanted in terms of making the national tournament. What did you hear about that, and how did that kind of leave you with a sour taste in your mouth?
Well, I think I thought our resume was strong enough to get in.
Right.
I had us ahead of two people through the four categories. I don't know all the stipulations, but I talked to several members of the committee, and everyone said, go in feeling good. You should be fine. You won't get penalized for COVID taking you out. Be 30-8, won the conference, or 2 games away, or 1 game away from the final round, a new format, in the driver's seat, and then you have to come out because of COVID was tough. Obviously as a coaching staff it's hard, but for those players it's tough. For had was the one that had the positive test, and I still to this day think it was a false negative or a false positive. She had a cold, but so yeah, I thought we should have been in. I thought resume was strong enough. Still a little upset about it, but nothing to do about it. So this year come out and use it as fuel to fire us up and keep us motivated.
That's what I want to ask you about, because you're such a competitor. I follow your team and a lot of the stuff that you do on social media throughout the year, and this is a fire that burns inside you. Like, you care about this program intensely, you care about your players, and to see them denied an opportunity to continue to play, I had the feeling that this was something that I don't know if you took it personally or if you just felt was an injustice for your kids. But this is something that's really important to you, and people that make these decisions have to get them correct, right?
Yes. So it all comes down to the committee and based on your region. And again, I can't go into depth of what happened there, but I felt like we were definitely disrespected. And it's hard for the players because they were so involved. And it was such a tough year of up and down. Who's going to be healthy that day, who's not going to be able to play that day. But to watch the season taking away 2 straight years was very hard. And I told them, I got in the business to help reach goals and not break hearts and take things away from players. So hopefully this is almost over and our kids can just go out and do their thing. And if we get beat, I can live with that. But to get taken away was really tough. And I thought we had a good enough team, a young team, that would have gained a lot of experience by getting in the tournament and seeing how that works and getting that experience. So it was a really tough situation for all of us.
All right, let's talk about the season coming up. Preseason rankings are in. You guys had the most first place votes, ranked on top. I think Alma had some first place votes as well, so they're going to be looking good. As you look at the conference this year, obviously you bring a lot back. Kind of handicap the MIAA softball conference for us. Who are some teams besides Trine that maybe we need to be aware of?
Well, I think Albion's going to be a really good team this year. They had a really good #1 pitcher. They got a good #2 from Virginia. Done my homework on her. They brought in some other good players. They're up and coming rising team for sure. Head coach does a great job there. Calvin will be good every year. They lost a lot, but I know they're reloaded. And Hope every year is a pain. So it's just the one team that just we always struggle with for some reason. Luckily that this year it's at home. That'll help us, I think. But again, Elma has the pitcher of the year back, which could have been Anna, could have been Hope's kid. She got the award. So I think overall the conference will be pretty strong again. I think the bottom are closing the gap, and I think the top 3 or 4 are really close.
Mercedes Doherty is back.
Yes.
She's going to have a 5th year here at Trine University. To have the conference MVP back, that's a great place to start, right?
I think it's huge. Mercedes and I butt heads a little bit because I think we're so similar. She's very competitive. She's very sarcastic. She likes to run, she's a practical joker, very similar to me.
Right.
So at times we kind of get like this, but have her back just gives us that attitude, that little fire, competitive spirit that she has, that, I don't care who's throwing to me, I don't care who we're playing. She expects to win. And so her and I, again, are very similar in that area. So to have her mentality back and line up at second base, I think it's huge for us.
Anna Keppel is one of my favorite players on your team. She's one of our comm majors in the communication department, and just a fantastic kid. Not a good kid, great kid.
Great kid.
She has stepped up for you big time as part of that pitching staff to kind of give you a solid rotation piece.
Yeah, I thought last year we didn't know who #1 was. This year it's pretty clear Anna's #1. You see her in the gym all the time on her own, the time in, you see the confidence growing. She's a leader now, and you can just see the way she carries herself, that she's ready to be #1. And we're very excited about having her lead that charge.
up and down the lineup. I mean, you had, besides Mercedes Doherty, you had 6 other players that were first or second team all MIAA. A lot of that talent coming back. You know, for a coach, that's got to be something to kind of have that foundation of talent where you feel confident and comfortable with what these guys can do, right?
Yeah, well, last year we kind of threw them in the fire.
Right.
We had 2 weeks of practice, no preseason, no training. I mean, everything was just fast forwarded. This year we've had a great preseason. You know, we scrimmaged at Division I and beat them, played really well. You know, very excited about this team. Now we kind of know our roles. We know who's where, and you can see the chemistry is awesome. They just can't wait to get on the field and kind of leave a mark. You know, a couple teams that got at large is over us. We play in Georgia by design, and I know they're very excited to get on the field with them and say, hey, you know, we belong. We should have been there, and make a statement.
Does your team kind of take on your personality? Because when I watch them play, there is a lot of confidence. The team plays extremely hard. You're over there on the third baseline for the home games, you know, engaged and working extremely hard with your role. But do they kind of take on Coach D's response, you know, your passion and your personality during the season?
I hope so at times, and other times not. You know, I think Coach Harvey, Coach Smith have great influence as well.
Right.
I think the whole staff does a great job of kind of showing them the way they need to be. But we really encourage them to be themselves.
Sure.
And I say, if you're quiet, be quiet. If you're outgoing, be outgoing. But again, everybody can compete. You know, you communicate in your own way, lead in your own way, and let them really take the reins. And when we do that and they accept that challenge, that's when I think we go to a whole new level.
One position battle you and I have been talking about in the offseason is catcher. And
Yes.
you have a couple of really good young players there. Let's hear about that position battle right now.
We do. Ainsley and Angelina, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch those two compete. They're roommates. They came to the same camp together. We talked to them together. We didn't hide anything. So you go to the two we want, you're going to come in and do it together. And in the gym, we work out together, and the weight room, they're together. I mean, so you see they're really one unit. They don't really care who plays, I think. They're going to fight. They give us something kind of like Bailey did last year. They're very athletic. They're quick-footed, good arms. Perry bats left, Ainsley bats right. Ainsley broke the home run high school record. Perry played for our T2 national team. I mean, very high-level kids. Both have come in and worked so hard that literally we could almost pull a name out of a hat and say, okay, it's your game, it's your game. Both give you a little something different offensively, so it's going to be fun to watch those two develop and grow with a very good pitching staff.
Catcher's a position where it's nice to have a little bit of depth because that is probably the toughest position on the field, isn't it?
It is. You know, there's a lot thrown at them. You know, we took for granted last year having the Porter for several years and Bailey. So it'll be new for us. We'll have to be patient with them and understand there are going to be some bonehead plays where they're going to throw the wrong spot. But again, I think they're both talented enough and both have a passion for the game and really have a high IQ.
Two-part question.
Yes.
You're looking at your team going into 2022. What is the strength of the team, and what is the one thing that you know you're going to have to improve at to get where you want to get to by the end of the season?
Okay, I think our biggest strength right now is definitely our chemistry. I mean, just from day one, you've seen some really good leadership. A lot of kids grabbing the rope and nobody pointing. It reminds me a lot of a couple years ago when we finished third with Laney McHugh and Kate and that group, where they just were really kind of always with them and showing them instead of telling them. And so I think our biggest strength will be chemistry, but I also think we're very athletic. I mean, this is one of the faster teams we're going to have, but the power is still going to be there. So everybody's back offensively, but I think we've gotten a little bit stronger, a little faster. We brought in some more speed, so I think that'll be a big strength. Just to find out who we are, I think still a big thing. We have pitchers that, you know, Anna's a junior, but really a sophomore. The freshmen or sophomores are really still freshmen, you know, one year experience. So we're still not sure how they're going to play in a big game. It'd been nice to get in the tournament last year and see them do that. Obviously against Kalamazoo tournament, we didn't play so well, but against Emma we did. So, you know, just to kind of see how we grow and what shape and direction they choose to go will be I think we have to find out early.
Along the way last year, you picked up your 500th win already, and you know your story is great. You never planned to be a college softball coach.
I did not.
And now here you are after all these years, 500 wins. That's a big-time accomplishment for any coach at this level.
Thank you.
Do you reflect on what 500 wins means to you, or are you two in the moment?
It just means I had a lot of really great players
Okay.
that bought in. It means I've had a great coaching staff. I mean, Coach Harvey, Coach Smith, 12 years now, I believe. A lot of great assistants that if I try to name, I'll forget, that have come through the ranks and helped us. It really means that kids have bought into our culture. And they've really come in and they sold out for each other. And that's the thing I'm most proud of, is the way the kids come in, and they come from all over the country, and all of a sudden they're a family, and they care more about each other than anything else. And when that happens, the wins pile up.
Are you ready to get out there and start playing?
I cannot wait. We get on the road on Wednesday, and I just can't wait to get on the dirt and watch this team compete. And not our pitchers throwing to our batters, not our batters hitting off our pitchers, and to be able to have that, okay, us versus them mentality, and just go.
Coach, obviously we're all supporting you guys and pulling for you guys this season, and we appreciate your time. Good luck this year.
Thank you for having us, and go Thunder.